I think that also is half of us men fault as well. And I'm just talking about just the ordinary man, just the ordinary man like me, right? Okay, I mean, I don't make a lot of money, you know what I'm saying? I'm not like most men that's on this app from what I heard talk for the last hour, okay? And I'm not mad at them because I'm trying to be at that statue where they be. You see what I'm saying? So just say I'm at what, 75 to $100,000 a year. Okay, so I'm coming at a particular woman, okay? Most women today, because of our fault, the men fault. I'm not blaming this on women. The reason why they say they don't need a man is because they able to do the stuff on their own. Because when men actually get money and rise to a certain statue, they do other shit, okay? They don't just sit there with that same woman that started from them from the dirt and build her up with them. Once we get to a certain statue, then we want, okay, well now shit, fuck that shit. My plate done spread it out. You know what I'm saying? I want big booty Judy over there now. You know what I'm saying? Forget about Betty that was over here with me when I ain't have a goddamn dime. And that's the problem. You see what I'm saying?
Hold on.
But in between, man, our fault is where people like me, I come from the rough hustling game, okay? Rough hustling goes with either jail or the graveyard. Okay. But once you learn to escape from that by the grace of God, and then you start to contemplate your frame and be in control of all your shit, it's too late now. Now you done left the woman out there to fend on her own. So yeah, so you got right now today in modern day society, women feel like that, hey man, shit, a motherfucker got to step up to this plate to get this plate. I'm just as valuable as the man spreading around with big booty Judy.
And
Hey,
she's
hey,
right to
hey, hey,
think that.
hey, Shot Town,
She's
man.
right to think that. So, Chi Town, we're going to hook you up too with a woman. Look in the
You know,
audience, look on the stage,
No,
Hey,
and
no,
talk
no.
to me.
That's not,
you know
listen,
what,
bro.
Chi-Town? You know what, Chi-Town? I don't agree with
yeah,
your statement at all concerning
yeah.
your fact that you put out there about men being the issue here because we don't build the women up and we leave them when we get money. That's an anomaly that's been put out there to make it to allow for this pervasive feeling that men are the big issue here. It's not an issue of men. Okay, it's the independence of women where women don't realize that being interdependent with a man, there's nothing wrong with that.
Hey,
There's
Shot.
nothing wrong with it at all. So I think
Okay.
that's a fallacy that you're trying to push, my brother. And respectfully, I don't agree with it at all.
Hey,
At-
Shot
Well,
Town. Hey,
well,
Shot Town.
hey,
This A1.
you don't
Hold
have
on. Let me say
to.
something. Let me say something to you, Shot Town. I'm just gonna be real. I'm a realist. That's what you would do. You feel me? If you got some money, don't say every man we. You feel me? Gonna do that. If they get the bag, they gonna leave the woman. Shout out to Allen Iverson. Shout out to a bunch of guys, man. They stayed down. They might have slipped on the way, but they stayed down. You can't say that, bruh. Shout out to Master P, bruh. Shout out to a bunch of brothers out there that stayed down. You feel me? Like so you can't just say that. So I'm just speaking the real. When that came out your mouth, maybe you need to do some real evaluation about yourself, because I just feel like that's something that you would do, my brother, and I land.
Okay, land with love and compassion, man. Everyone, we're loving each other in here, Chi
May
Town.
I
So
rebuke
chill.
that? May I rebuke that?
Sure,
Yeah,
but with
that is
love
my
and
opinion.
compassion. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So yeah, that's my opinion. You know what I'm saying? And you say I'm wrong, you're not a man. You can tell me that I'm wrong. You see what I'm saying? I mean, that's your opinion. If you feel like that I'm wrong, I'm speaking from a standpoint of a man that's viewing the world from my lens. All right. This is what men. This is what we do. We act up, man. You see what I'm saying? We fuck up a lot. A lot of us. You see what I'm saying? We ain't 10 toes down all the way as, yeah, it's a majority of men that is like that. You know what I'm saying? That's straightforward and this and that. This is why this whole mixing pot is like this, man. Okay, the women is left to fend for themselves, and do you know who it comes down to? Our folks. Just like a Just like a wicked son is a reproach of who? His father. He have seen a pattern of some shit, okay, or not nothing, and he end up adapting to his own way. So for to say that the woman, you know what I'm saying, say, oh well, I don't need a man, I got more, you know what I'm saying? She have seen something to where she don't want the man. You see what I'm saying? A man like you, maybe that women came in your presence because of you is who you is. And you able to do whatever you want to, to do. You see what I'm saying? Women, I mean, this is just my belief. Women are the force behind all of this shit, man. You see what I'm saying? The woman choose you. You don't choose her. Just like when y'all was talking about an hour ago about the pimp and the stripper or whatever. Uh, at the end of the day, man, and I come from the west side of Chicago where some of the coldest pimps at, man. Did this here. At the end of the day, if that woman don't get out of the car or the airplane with that trick, right? That pimp ain't got shit coming.
But we're not really doing pimps and hoes in here. But
Yeah,
I'm gonna hook
no,
you up
I'm
with
just saying
someone, Shy Town.
how individual as an individual man is in control of whatever he's doing, and she's in even more control. So we left women to fend for themselves, man. Well, at least me. Just like all the motherfuckers that sitting in jail for hurting each other and selling dope and killing each other, this and that, all them young black boys, that's part of my fault, man. That's part of my fault because they watched the shit that I did. The bullshit, selling dope to my own people, shooting my own people, and all this bullshit. So that's part of my fault too. So the woman that don't want a man today that said that's part of my fault too, man. You know what I'm saying? That's part of my fault.
Shot Town.
I
But
meant
here's
it.
the
He's supposed to be in control. A man supposed to be the maintainer, you know what I'm saying, of the woman, the
but
protector
Shot
and the
Town.
maintainer of the woman and the household, man.
Shot Town. Let me holler at y'all like, cause I think this is a real y'all both on some you Thomas, everybody is real because here's the thing about nature. And I love nature because man, no matter how wrong you do yourself, now how bad you do, you always gonna breathe, right? Your body gonna naturally
Uh,
make sure you get oxygen. So yeah, men might, leave if they get some money, but you always got to recognize, man, women and men, like women are very powerful in terms of the nature of a man. Like, I love women, man, and if I know I come out and I'm doing my thing with an aesthetic, it's going to attract something that I'm naturally attracted to. But I have to go back to my ego and my order and my principles to know that, hey, man, I'm a married man. All that shit get cut off. But if a man falls short of that, then they do what they do and it happens, and now that woman is hurt. She's now moved on because why? She's not checking her ego because that pain is too real for her. So now she gravitates towards what? The very thing that she was that the woman that made that man lose his principles gravitated to was the aesthetic, the things that they're chasing now. So it comes a matter of who's gonna check whose ego to apologize for leaving or for apologizing for giving up on the brother because he wasn't where he was supposed to be, or vice versa. So it's not more about who's right, who's wrong, women choosing independence, man. Look, doing business in America is a motherfucking cold ass game. Anybody that's in it, I commend you, especially if you're successful in it. If you're a woman that has to be in it for whatever reason, especially based on the history of this nation, I know how real it is, and you might get fucked up in the head and say some shit like you don't need a man. But if you know how nature works, and if you truly align with the spirit of an individual, all that talk is just talk. But you can trick yourself into doing whatever you want to because that's how powerful the mind is. So don't get caught up with looking at who's at fault and who's to blame. Just ultimately realize, man, you got to check your ego and you got to be about optimization and energy. That's why I say ism. Pimping involves ism, but ism transcends everything because it's only about optimization. It's only about what's best for the ecosystem, what's best for you, what's best for me. Everybody wins, everybody aligns. But when you choose selfishness and you choose some shit you think is what's best for you, yeah, you could be winning, but the ecosystem ain't straight. So it ain't no optimization. So nature is out of order. So you look at it more from the standpoint of we as individuals, once we slip, we got to align ourselves with the principles, what's righteous and optimized. And it ain't about who to blame, it's about who gonna give grace so we can move these things forward to get optimization, which means everybody's straight.
Church.
Shout out,
Right. Well,
shout out to
I
black
mean,
women all over the world. Shout out to Daniel.
That's if motherfuckers give a fuck about anybody else but themselves or their own lineage. But Daniel has a great point.
Anybody that ain't spoke yet, go ahead and come up off.